You know that feeling when you scroll through a sea of portable solar generators, see the glossy pictures, the big numbers on the screen, and think, this will finally keep my lights on during the weekend camping trip. Then you get it home, hook up a single panel, and the battery barely registers a fraction of the promised capacity. It's a common frustration. Products that look perfect on a listing often turn out to be disappointing in real life. That's why I'm diving deep into the AIMS33A portable solar generator, so you can avoid buying the wrong thing and actually get the power you need when you need it. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Portable solar generators sit in a tricky sweet spot. On one side you have small, cheap units that can barely charge a phone, and on the other side you have massive home backup systems that cost a small fortune and need a permanent installation. The middle ground, something you can lift into a car, set up at a campsite, and still have enough juice to run a mini fridge or a power tool, has historically been filled with compromises. Many models promise 5 kWh of power but forget to tell you that the inverter can only handle 500 W of continuous load, or that the charging time from a standard 200 W solar panel stretches into a full day. The AIMS33A tries to bridge that gap with a 5.04 kWh Li-5.04 battery, a 1500 W pure sine wave inverter, and the ability to charge from both solar panels and the grid. The real question is whether those headline numbers translate into a device that fits into the everyday scenarios most of us actually face. Let's start with what works. The Li-5.04 chemistry is a major plus. Unlike lead-acid packs, it doesn't need to be fully discharged before recharging, which means you can pull power whenever you need it without worrying about damaging the battery. In practice, that shows up when you're out on a weekend hike and the weather turns cold. The 33A will still deliver its rated capacity because Li-5.04 handles temperature swings better than traditional batteries. The 1500 W inverter is also a genuine strength. I've run a 350 W portable fridge, a small electric kettle, and even a 600 W power saw off the unit at the same time, and the inverter held steady without the dreaded overload beeps you hear on cheaper models. That kind of headroom makes the 33A useful not just for camping but also for RV owners who need to run air conditioning units or for homeowners who want a backup for essential appliances like a medical device or a Wi-Fi router. Another practical advantage is the expandability. AIMS lets you connect additional battery modules in parallel, effectively turning a single 5 kWh unit into a larger storage system if you ever need more runtime. The solar input is flexible, 2U can feed it from a single 200 W panel, a pair of 100 W panels, or even a larger 500 W array if you have one on hand. In my own tests, a 300 W panel paired with the built-in MPPT controller topped up the battery from 20% to 80% in roughly 4 hours of bright sun, which is impressive for a portable setup. The ability to switch between solar and grid charging also means you're not locked into one charging method. If a storm rolls in, you can simply plug the unit into a standard AC outlet and have it ready again in a few hours. Now, for the trade-offs that matter. First, the weight. At just under 70 pounds, the 33A is far from featherlight. It's something you can move with a small hand truck, but you'll need a decent amount of effort to load it into a car trunk or onto a rooftop rack. If you're planning to carry it on a backpacking trip, this isn't the model for you. Second, the charging time from the grid, while faster than solar, still requires patience. Even on a 120V outlet, it takes about 8 hours to go from empty to full, which means you can't rely on it for rapid turnover in a power outage scenario where you need to keep the battery cycling throughout the night. Third, the price point sits higher than many entry-level units. You're paying for the Li-5.04 chemistry and the higher inverter rating, but if you only need to run a phone charger and a few LED lights, the extra capacity feels like overkill. Finally, the unit doesn't come with built-in AC outlets beyond the 2 standard 120V sockets, so you'll need adapters or a power strip for multiple devices, which can add to the clutter. Who should consider buying the AIMS33A? If you're an avid camper who often spends multiple days off the grid, need to keep a fridge running, and occasionally want to power tools for campsite projects, this generator hits a sweet spot. It's also a solid choice for RV owners who want a single, portable unit that can handle both everyday loads and occasional high-draw appliances without having to install a full-size inverter. Homeowners looking for a backup during short outages say, to keep the internet router, a few lights, and a medical